Hey guys, it's Desi. Welcome. In today's video, I'm going to show you how I installed this bomb wig. We're going to go over the ball cap method, how I glued it down, how I customized it on my head, how I melted it, did the baby hairs, and these really cute, pretty, soft waves, not the crispy bacon strips. Let me know how I did in the comments below. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and let's get into it. So I'm going to be using these ultra sheer stockings that I got from Target, and I've seen people using these, so I just wanted to see if it would make a difference. And I just cut off one of the legs and put it on my head, and as you can see, I have cornrows and I brushed my edges back. And I also brushed back the hairline of this wig with some Nairobi setting foam just to get everything out the way and ready to be installed. And this is a full lace wig from my collection, so the knots are already bleached and the hairline is plucked. And since it's a full lace wig, it can be parted anywhere and put in a ponytail. And actually this is a curly wig, but I straightened it before the video, so I'll put a picture of the natural texture somewhere on the screen. And as you can see, it straightened really well and it went right back to curly after. The picture of it in its curly state is actually after I straightened it. So I have some excess cap. I'm just going to tie that into a knot and then cut above the knot. And I'm using Got To Be spray and my blow dryer on warm to mold down the ball cap. So I'm gonna do 2 layers of the Got To Be spray around my hairline. This is the first layer, and I'm just using the comb to hold down the sides. And I forgot to cut out my ears, so you'll see me do that in a second. But yeah, I like doing my ball cap this way versus using the gel because it just dries so much faster. And I'm gonna be using glue on my ball cap at the end anyway, so it's gonna stay down regardless. But yeah, now we're getting into the second layer and we're just gonna blow dry it until it's completely dry. Now I'm using some foundation that matches my skin tone, and I'm just gonna buff that all over the wig cap. And as you guys can see, the makeup does kind of get on my braids, but I don't really mind too much. I feel like there's no way around it, but yeah. So I'm just gonna buff that on there, and then I'm gonna cut the rest of the cap. You want to use something really sharp to cut the rest of your wig cap so that it doesn't fray or anything. And I'm just lifting it up to get it where I want it to be because I didn't want it to come down too low. And I'm gonna cut and just hold the scissors like flat to your skin so that you don't cut yourself. You don't want to cut your pretty little face, so please be safe. Now you want to place the wig on your head to get a good feel for the placement and to check if the wig cap placement is good. So for this one, the wig cap is still coming down a little bit too low on the sides. So I'm going to peel it up a bit and then cut it. And I'm just going to do this as much as I need to. Just take your time and really make sure you get it as best as you can. So I'm just going to keep doing this as much as I need to, checking back and forth, and then we'll get to gluing down our wig. Now I'm going to use the Bold Hold Skin Protect as the first step. I try not to put anything on my forehead, so there's no makeup besides what we put on the cap. And I'm just going to use this on a paper towel to kind of just wipe away some of that makeup and also protect the skin. And then I'm going to use the Bold Hold Lemon Myrtle glue in collaboration with Alonzo Arnold. I love him. And I'm just going to put some dots around my hairline. Now I start putting the dots like right where the cap is, and I'm gonna use my rat tail comb. I always use the metal one with the skinny tail to smooth out my glue. Like, it's just the best thing for me, and it also like slicks down that cap so that you can't see where it starts. And I'm doing the same thing to the other side, and you want to make sure you get that glue nice and thin so that it can dry clear. You don't want to see any white by the time you put on the next layer. And by the way, I'm doing 2 layers of this Bold Hold, and that lasts me about a week. That's normally how long I keep my wigs on. If you want it to last longer, you can do 3, even 4 layers and beyond. So both layers are completely clear and dry, as you guys can see. So I'm gonna start placing down the lace, and I always start with the middle, and I do this very gently at first because if I don't like where it's placed, I'll just like lift it back up off of the glue and then reposition it. So don't press too hard at first, and don't pull too hard either, otherwise it will cause buckling. So I'm just literally pulling it up to where it needs to be, and then just placing it over and letting it fall where I want it to go. And I'm gonna press it in with the comb, and then the lace that didn't get stuck to any glue, like you see the lace that's coming up around the perimeter, that's what we want because we don't want the glue seeping out of the lace. I would much rather put a couple dots of glue right here, as you guys see, at the end, rather than putting too much glue and then have it seep out. Now we're gonna take our comb, using the teeth part, that's what I like to use, to press in the edges of the glue. So now I'm gonna use my lace tint, and I'm gonna use a makeup brush. I'm gonna dip it in the bottle, and I'm gonna wipe off the excess and just dab it along my lace. And I swear I'm only tinting my lace like this from now on, because why not? Like, it's literally brilliant. And I'm gonna tie it down and let that bake for a little while. You can just leave it on for like 15 to 20 minutes, but I wasn't doing anything, so I left it on until it got dark. I'm not sure how long it was, but yeah. As you guys can see, it's dark now outside, and I'm using some Nairobi foam to just start shaping my baby hair, and I'm pulling some out along the temples. I feel like the placement of the baby hair is super duper important. So along the temples is like one of the most natural places to have baby hair, and you can do as many swoops as you want. And I'm using a razor to cut down the baby hair because that just gives the most natural look, in my opinion. You don't want to use scissors because it's like too blunt, but the razor gives it like a layered feathery effect. So I'm just pulling out my baby hairs and styling them how I want. And as you guys can see, my sideburns are really short. I feel like that makes it look a lot more natural. I pulled out some baby hair in the center, so I decided to pluck a little bit behind that. I normally don't like plucking my wigs while it's on my head, but it's the first time for everything. And I'm not plucking too much just in case I want to do a middle part. You know, you don't want the part to be all, you know, messed up. And plus, like, the middle is like, I feel like where most people have the most hair. I feel like the thinnest parts is on the side, so I'm not plucking too much in the center. Now I'm cutting down the baby hair that's in the center, and I'm gonna cut these the shortest because I've seen pictures of babies and it's always the shortest in the center. So I'm gonna cut those the shortest and then just proceed to keep shaping my baby hair how I want them. When you do your baby hair, I feel like every strand of hair counts. So like if a strand is out of place, like this one is, I'm about to show you guys. But that one right there, it was just out of place, so it had to go and it's gone. So just take your time and like just really perfect it and get it how you want it to be. Now I'm gonna give myself a curved side part, and I'm heating up my electric hot comb to 500 degrees, and I'm just gonna part it and keep pressing it until it's as flat and going in the direction that I want it to be. The back part of the part is very important for it being flat. So you guys see I'm curving the part in the back, and I'm also just making sure that's laying flat back there. And for the finishing touches, I'm just going to spray a little bit of the Got2b spray and flat iron over it just to basically mold it and keep any little flyaways down. And now I'm taking my NARS Creamy Concealer. It's in the color Caramel. And I'm just going to use this brush to like change the color of the part. I feel like it's just more natural of a color, and it like brightens it up, you know, like makes it more prominent and neat. You also want to make sure your wig is secure in the back. So I have 3 combs at the back of this wig, and I'm just making sure those are in there. And my battery died when I was putting in these crimps, so I can only show you guys the front, but I use this crimper from Sally's, and I just lightly put some crimps in there. I didn't want them to be too crispy. I didn't want, you know, the bacon strips. I just wanted some nice soft waves, and that's what we got. I love this hairstyle so much. I really kind of felt like Barbie with these 30 inches and these soft waves. Let me know what you guys think about this install. Let me know how I did in the comments below. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Also follow me on Instagram so you can see pictures of like these bomb installs. Hello, like, what are you doing? I'll wait right now. You got time right now to subscribe and follow my IG. All right, bye.